All right.
And with marketing words. And my guest today is Ivan Demirov. And I'm really excited. I'll tell you a little bit about how Ivan and I got together. Gosh, it was probably 6 months ago. I got an email from some person that I'd never heard of before at a company called River Cleaner, which made no sense to me. I'm going to ask you about that later, Ivan. And it was talking about this new software that he developed, and it did this thing and that thing and all these other things that most of the other Amazon software didn't do. And I thought, yeah, okay, because I get a lot of those emails. So it sort of got pushed to the side. He offered me a way to go in and explore and take a look and whatever, which I never did. And probably 3 months later, I logged in and took a look around and was just so impressed. And as I talked with Ivan over the next couple of months or so, and he kept telling me about features he was adding and new tools and additions and whatever, I thought, okay, this is something that I want to bring to you guys so that you can see if it's a good fit for your Amazon businesses. And I really think that it will be. So let me give you some background on Ivan. He is in Canada, Montreal, Canada. He's a serial entrepreneur, a best-selling author, an investor, and the founder of River Cleaner. He started his career as an industrial design engineer, and he gave that up because he decided that he really loved being an entrepreneur better. So he started selling on eBay and then moved to Amazon. So since 2001, he's started and sold multiple e-commerce and software as a service companies. Plus, he's invented and designed and manufactured over 100 products. He's had 9 successfully delivered Kickstarter projects, and now he's working with multiple projects and has plans to launch some things on Amazon Launchpad a little bit later on. He hosts the biggest Amazon sellers community in Canada and actively helps sellers get started in e-commerce. So this is a guy that has some smarts to share with us, and I really think you're going to get a lot out of this. Before I turn it over to you, Ivan, I do want you to tell me why you called your company River Cleaner.
Well, the Amazon River is like pretty muddy, same as the platform. So we started to clean the mess like a year ago. So that was a appropriate name.
To try to help clean up Amazon.com's mess. I get it. Okay.
Exactly.
That's cute. That's kind of cute. And you were telling me that a lot of what's included in the River Cleaner software came from the fact that you began selling through Vendor Central directly to Amazon, and you noticed that they would go in and make some tweaks to your listings after you'd uploaded them. So by paying attention to what Amazon was doing, you were able to glean a lot of knowledge about developing the back end, staying within Amazon's terms of service, but getting those listings to rank and convert really well. So this and a whole lot more is what we're all looking forward to hearing from you today. So I'm going to turn it over to you. I'll keep an eye on the question screen. If you have questions as we go along, type them in, and we'll get to your questions as we're able to. And of course, there'll be some time at the end as well. And do stick around to the end, because Ivan actually had a surprise when he and I were talking before we went live, that he's got some free consulting time available. So you want to stick around to the end of the call so that you can get information on that if what you see is available. And if the screens need to be larger or something like that, type it in the questions box and we can adjust that as we go along. We want you to be able to get the most out of this. So I am going to mute my microphone so the FedEx man or somebody doesn't show up and ring the doorbell in the middle of this. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Ivan, and let you run with it, okay?
Thank you. All right, so first of all, let me thank Karen, because she contributed to that, Amazon community regarding terms of service and the style guides, probably the most. So thank you for that, Karen. I told you, you were the inspiration behind that software. So, you know, that spark that you just gave me, that's just amazing. Thank you very much.
Well, you are very welcome.
All right, so what we're going to cover today, probably not many people know about. So I'm going to ask you some questions. I just want to see where people are going to, you know, what is the level of knowledge and stuff, so I can pivot a little bit. Probably I prepared some slides, but I can go off the slides, you know, and just you know, answer specific questions. I know that you're pretty aware of the terms of service and the style guides, because you know, you're all, probably most of you are, you know, Karen, and you listen to her. So I'm going to start by the story, how I came up with that software. And it was something really, really simple. I had a Seller Central account, and I had a Vendor Central account. And one of my products was selling real well. And I decided to try to switch to Vendor Central. I already had an account with them selling other products over there. And Vendor Central essentially is when Amazon is buying, you know, directly from the seller. And when they do, they have a full control of your listing. So you can't really go and change anything. You have to contact them first if you want to change the description or the title or something. This has been like a few years ago, so I don't have that product anymore, but I find something similar on Amazon, and I just wanted to show you how that listing looked like on Seller Central, and what happened after. So this is pretty much how my listing was optimized. You can see like a really nice long title, bullet points, you know, probably about 160 or I don't, probably something like this in the characters. Overall, the pictures and everything was pretty much well optimized, if you can say, right? So what happened immediately after they took control of my listing? You can see here it's Seller Central is 168 characters, and we have some all caps and punctuations in the bullet points. And the description was just few lines, you know, nothing special. So that's why I didn't show it in here. But what happened after when it took control amazed me. And since that time, I started researching, and actually I became obsessed with the idea to know more why they did the change that they're doing. And I'll show you what happened after. So you can see how we went from for the title, for the product description, from 168 characters to 56 characters, and bullet points from about 160 to down probably 100 characters. And you can see they took out all the caps, the all caps at the beginning. They took all punctuations, like if I had exclamation marks or some special symbols or whatever, they took it off. So this is a summary of what actually happened in the product name before and after. And you can see, so I was really intrigued, why is Amazon doing this? Why they can, why they put all that effort to actually go modify a listing that you optimize so well? Like you put a lot of time optimizing the listing, look for the keywords, put the main keywords in the title, in the description, in the bullet points, and suddenly they took control of something that is working well, and they modify that. So I started researching that. I actually printed all of the style guides and the terms of service, and right now it sits on my desk. It's like a book of around 700 pages. And I started reading that word by word. I wanted to see if Amazon is doing something, they know what they're doing. So they've been around since a long time. So let me show you what I started to research. If you go right now on Amazon and you type "buy Amazon" and you hit the search button, you'll see all the products that are sold by Amazon. That means either Vendor Centrals, Vendor Express, or Amazon themselves. And when you do that, you will see something really interesting. The title characters count, the longest that I found is about 90 characters. So you can see all of their products, they follow that rule. They have a very short title, and also they do some work on the bullet points and the description. So they apply their style guides immediately if they take control of your listing. So those of you who switch to Vendor Express, they know what I'm talking about. So the question is, Amazon is doing, and everything that they're doing is for one reason only, to make them more money. That's clear. There's no question, why they're doing. But I was wondering, is it, they have a style guide, they want to follow that. But if the style guide is not making any sense, if they're not making more money, they're going to change the style guide. So if they find that having all caps in the bullet points are making them more sales, they will change their style guides. But if you see every single category on Amazon in the style guides, it says clearly, do not use all caps and do not capitalize conjunctions, articles, prepositions, and so on. So don't use special characters and all this. And this slightly varies by category, but it's essentially what you see on the screen. So I started to research a little bit more. Was that because Amazon is known that they do split testing, like probably every single day they change little things, and they tweak all the time since 1994. So it's not a coincidence that they're the biggest retailer, online retailer in the world, because they've done so much split testing that they know what works and what doesn't work. So all the do's and don'ts by category, it's about 600 pages. So I have a big community here in Montreal. I talk to a lot of people, newbies and advanced, and they listen to a lot of webinars and podcasts, and nobody's actually following these style guides, except probably people who listen to Karen. And they don't complain about, they don't see actually, being suspended or anything. It's just, Amazon is just allowing them, most of them. We've seen some cases of suspended accounts, but most of them, they just receive a warning. So I was wondering, so why they don't actually force that rule? They don't do it. It's not forced in the website. Most modern websites, if you try to type something and they'll correct you right away, they'll tell you, okay, you're not allowed that one, or they suppress your listing or something. But for the style guides, it's not the case. The only thing that you can be in trouble is really if you don't follow the terms of service, like in real trouble, I mean. So I started compiling, researching and compiling a lot of these rules, because what I'll show you is how it actually silently impacts your listing without even you realizing it. So the story is, when my listing from fully optimized to ruined by Amazon, sales increased a lot, and this is what got me going. Why the sales are increasing when Amazon ruined my listing. They removed half of the information, all the visuals, and I started to speaking to Amazon representatives every day, trying to find information about the style guides, how they affect listings, all the information that I can get. Because when you speak to someone on Amazon, you can speak to a Chinese or some other guy that they don't really know what they're talking about. But there are some really smart people who you can talk to that gave me a lot of information, and I started to compile a list of words that essentially are divided by 4. So in the style guides, they talk about subjective claims and promotional terms, but they also have forbidden keywords and offensive words.
Ivan, can you make that screen a little bit bigger? With all the words, it's a little hard to read.
Okay.
Thank you.
How's that?
Yep, that looks better.
Okay. So far, and this list goes bigger and bigger with time. People discovered, they have emails from Amazon, or we talk to some representative on Amazon, and this list gets bigger and bigger. But essentially, we have about 250 words divided by categories, and we divided them by promotional terms, subjective claims, forbidden keywords, and offensive words. So forbidden keywords and offensive words are something that might get your account suspended, and that's why I put it in red. So those are words that you don't want to ever try using. You don't want to risk trying those keywords. While the subjective claims and promotional terms are in the style guides, few of them, they just have a little hint here and there. Like in here, they say, do not include promotional language such as sale or free ship. But they don't give you the whole list. They just give you a hint. So I wanted to have every word, that Amazon is considering in some of those categories. So the next question was, why these keywords, why they don't want you to use them? And one of the main reasons I discovered is because, especially lately, buyers become resistant to the overuse of the promotional language. People, when you see a listing that talks about this great product that solves this, difficult problem, and it's so great and it's the best in the world, people they ask, where's the catch? So that was one of the reasons. It's not the real reason why, um, Amazon is not penalizing you for using this, but you penalize yourself because people don't trust those, and it's not converting very well. So this is not the only reason why Amazon is doing the changes. The main reason that I found is because of Google. And if you look at SimilarWeb, and probably one of the most famous websites for web investigation, you can see traffic and traffic sources. 26% of the traffic to Amazon comes from Google searches. In general, in search, on search engine, but we know who is the biggest search engine. So the reason why they want to optimize the listing is because they want to optimize their products for Google. And I started to digging, more. It's not just on Amazon optimization, it's optimization for Google search. So if you do any search on Google for a product, you probably may, you notice that one of the first results are Amazon results. So you can see the product actually on Amazon.com or whatever the country you're searching from. And you'll start noticing a pattern that will form. In this example, I'm searching for bamboo skewers, and you see how the actual title is really short. It's below 60 characters, and most of these Amazon products they will appear in the first results on page 1 on Google, which is huge because most people search on Google, and when they see a product, and they have an account on Amazon, they will go buy it on Amazon. They have the credit cards already in there and everything. They trust Amazon. It's just a click away. So here is why they change the title name. It's called canonical URL. What you see in the results, in the Google results in green, it's what's called a canonical URL or a vanity URL. But in this case, it's more of a canonical because vanity URL is used for marketing purposes. So the canonical URL is pretty much the same as the product name. And if you know that little trick how you can force your keywords to appear in the canonical URL, basically you have to put 5 or 6 of your main keywords. This is how many keywords will be shown in that URL. These should be your main keywords, and then right after these keywords you can push a comma or a column or a dash, and this will regenerate your URL. And if you're doing a good job researching your keywords, this will drive you some extra traffic from Google, because you'll start appearing in the first page. And I'll give you a little tip after how you can optimize your description also, so it can help with the ranking. But essentially, what they do is they shorten your title to be max of 5-6 keywords, so that it will be exactly the same or very close to what is your canonical URL. And I did a little extra search after. Moz.com is one of the most famous SEO websites in the world. So this is what they do. This is what they say in their tips in the help section. That shorter URLs, generally speaking, are preferable, and you have to keep them between 50 and 60 characters. And the URL should match the title most of the time. So if you look the result in here, Amazon is already doing that for us. So as soon as you start typing your product name, they'll try to match that to the canonical URL. So if you see the first results, Fox Run Bumble Skewers set of 100, they've put the 5 first keywords in exactly the same way they put it in the URL. And if you start examining, products on Google, you'll start seeing that same pattern over and over. So this is the real reason why Amazon is doing that, because it drives them that extra traffic from Google. Okay, so what happens with your other keywords that you deleted from the title? People tell us all the time, that you have to have your most, the strongest keywords in the title, in the product name. What if you have just 5-6 keywords? What happens with the rest? So last January, Amazon changed that in the rules that product name, bullet description, and bullet points in description, they're all indexed. In other words, they're all searchable. If you have your keywords in there, they will be all indexed by Amazon, and you'll appear in search. And the other reason is what we talked before is, when people see overly long descriptions, and it's hard to read, and it triggers that buyer's resistance. So this is what inspired River Cleaner. We started following all the rules based, they change with every category. So we actually build that software to guide you if you decide to follow the Amazon rules, and you never know when they will start, forcing the style guides. So far they're not. But one main question is, for example, you optimize your listing and you believe that all the sales that you're making are because you have a fully optimized listing, you think that is optimized because you put all caps in the bullet points, and you made it nice and long, trying to put all the benefits and everything in the product listing. What will happen if suddenly Amazon forces their rules on your product? So if you believe that this is what makes you sales, you're going to lose all of the sales if they force you to do it. So the good news is, actually, we've done a lot of testing, and Splitly is a great tool to test your listings. You can try putting the bullet points in all caps and follow the Amazon rules, and you won't see any difference. Probably will see a better conversion if you're not doing this. Aaron, do you have any questions about that part?
Right now, it looks like everybody is paying close attention to what you're saying, and so am I. I don't see any questions at this point, so I think you're free to go ahead and move forward. And if some other questions pop up, then
Okay.
you are getting some compliments though. Excellent, so far so good, love it.
Thank
So I think you're good to go.
All right. So the next thing is um, there are some categories when where you really want to be really competitive, and in these cases, until Amazon is not forcing the rule, I can still advise people to try both ways. You know, you can still doing your all caps, um, but you always split test your listing and try both because in some very competitive categories, when your competitors are doing a very lousy job with their listings, this can grab buyers' attention. But that's why we made it with the software that we're not forcing you to use any of those rules. You can actually choose which of the rules you want to follow and which one you want to, probably test later. But if you want that information, if you want to have it, and if you don't need to go read all the 600 pages of rules, and they change all the time. So you can't really go and follow them. It's crazy, to go follow them all, full-time job. So we put it automatically in there for people who want to use that, and we actually check them daily, all the terms of service and all the style guides. We check them every single day for changes, and if something changed, we're gonna update the extension to give you a hint that, okay, something changed in here, you have to pay attention. And this way you're always the first to know if something happens, and your competitors probably will know about it in a month or two, or when they get their account suspended or listing suppressed.
Now, Ivan, when you say we put it in there, you mean into the River Cleaner software.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. So that way you get a message that comes up when you're doing your listings in Seller Central that says, maybe you've got some suspicious words in there that you want to take a look at and think about using. Maybe your title is longer or includes information that is not 100% compatible with Amazon, and River Cleaner will alert you that maybe this is something you want to look at and consider adjusting. So that's what he's talking about with this, and the alerts that it pops up all the time, every time something changes, so that you do stay on top of it.
Exactly.
While we're stopped here, let me see. We've got a couple of questions here. Have you tested shorter titles on the Seller Central side to see how they affect sales?
Exactly. So all the testing that we're doing in Seller Central. So far we've seen shorter titles below 80 characters perform the best.
And that's exactly what Amazon says in Seller Central. There are several places in the Seller Central web documents that say that Amazon's preference and their recommendation is that you keep titles below 80 characters.
Yeah.
I mean, they allow you to go longer, but that's their recommendation.
Recommendation, exactly. So
Yes.
the main reason for that one is if you follow a Facebook or Google AdWords, they all try to keep below 80 characters. So Amazon started, to follow the same rules because they see that, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Shorter titles perform the best. And
Right.
right now, when you see on Amazon all the listings like having 250 characters, actually putting a shorter title grabs your attention. So
Right.
it becomes the opposite what was before,
And that's very typical. I mean, the techniques and tactics all across the web. It's not exclusive to Amazon, but once people get used to something, they get blind toward that. So when all these sellers came in originally, when the big flood and the rush to third-party selling on Amazon came up, and all the massive, they started bringing in what I call internet marketing techniques to this e-commerce marketplace, and the longer bullets and the longer titles and all this stuff, people got used to seeing that, and so it doesn't stand out anymore. I've got another question here, which I think I can probably answer. How would you A/B test this on Amazon? Create 2 listings for the same SKU? No, that is a very serious violation of their terms of service. You cannot create 2 listings for the same SKU. There are products like Splitly that do A/B testing on Amazon, and what they're doing is swapping out information in the background. You have to set it up and give it access to your Amazon account and whatnot, but Splitly is one tool that can do that for you. Or you can do, like you said, make a change, give it a certain amount of traffic coming to the page, make another change, allow a certain amount of traffic to come to the page, etc., and then you can test that way.
Exactly.
Yep, let me see what else.
So let me show you a little bit how that actually works inside Seller Central.
Yep.
What is your listing will look like when you have the River Cleaner extension installed. I'm gonna just switch to the other screen. Let me know if you can see that. Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
If anybody else is having issues, it took a second or two to come up, but if you're having issues seeing it, let me know, or if it needs to be bigger. So far, everybody's saying yes, and it looks fine.
Okay,
Oh,
so
moccasin, that's cute.
so here is another reason why they want you to keep the title short, is because on mobile, you know, they only show you about 50. I think 50 characters. So the first few words actually will be shown in different views when you do a search. And you kind of talked about that 70% last year during the holidays came from mobile. Actually,
Yeah.
sales. So most people actually see your main image, your first keywords, your probably first 3-4 keywords, and then they'll see a little bit of your description and your first 3 bullet points. So if you're not giving enough information up front with that available space, you're going to lose the client. So that's pretty clear. So this is a preview from River Cleaner. We did a mobile preview, so you can actually see right away without waiting 15 minutes, you know, for your listing to update. So you can see right away what will look like in the 3 different views in your mobile, and then you'll be able to see where exactly is your description cut off, and same for the 3 first bullet points. So this is how River Cleaner works. So the gray bar that you see, the tooltip that you see in here, and the blue, everything that is in color, including that button here, it's from the extension. So as soon as you log into your account and you go to edit your inventory, we give recommendations right inside River Cleaner. This is like almost in real time. It takes information from the terms of service and the style guides, and it will show you, it will guide you, and it will automate the whole process with a clickable button. So you'll see that convert to title case, because months is with lowercase in here. If you click, it will be corrected right away, and you'll see that you used 30 characters in the product name, so you can go up to 80, you know, add more information. And another recommendation is based on the style guides, that is automatically, you can see that for that category, which is in babies, I believe, yeah, they tell that you need to start with the brand, and then gender, age group, and then product line, material, and shoe type. So they actually tell you how to organize your product name. This is how they want it to be organized. And again, they will not penalize you if you don't. But we actually have seen a little bit of boost that is Amazon giving you if you start following all those rules. We're not really sure if it's Amazon or it's actual conversion, but there is a good result, I know. And the main reason that we're doing this is to prevent actually people losing their businesses. That can happen, overnight if Amazon decides, to force the style guides and everything. You can build a year of business, and I have like hundreds of SKUs on Amazon. For sure I don't want to lose what I built. So if you go to the offer page, we actually trying to do everything that you do often. Going to a third party, for example, you have to go copy and paste to another software or to Excel, whatever. We're trying to add as much information right inside your Seller Central without need to go to other places. So one useful information when you do a sale price is to have the FBA fee, because it's not actually calculated for you based on the sale price. It's in the inventory tab. It's only showing your FBA fee based on your real price. But if you have like a sale price and you want to see if you want to do, for example, a 20% promotion or something, and if you know your sourcing price, you'll quickly want to see, okay, how low can I go with my promotion so I can still have my profit in place. And the other useful here is that this margin, actually, that percentage is your actually ACOS. So if you're running a PPC campaign and you want to see what is the lowest price that I can put so I'm not losing any money, you have to see what is your ACOS in the PPC and compare that with your margin. And of course the margin should be bigger than your PPC ACOS, the advertising cost of sale. So for every tab we've did recommendations. Like if you have like a not completely white background, we'll give you a recommendation that, okay, this background is not 100% white, or you have to add more images. And the real work starts in the description and the keywords, where you can be initially overwhelmed, but we actually have a dashboard where you can switch on and on the different recommendations. So you can start, for example, only with forbidden keywords and see if you have any, and then you can gradually add more checkboxes so you can get more information like subjective claims. So you can see in here in the product description, we have a HTML bar that allows you easily to do bold and bullet points. So these are against the terms of service, but why we offer that tab is because we've never seen anyone suspended or suppressed even for using HTML in their product description. So Amazon actually removed all the HTML tags because people started using them incorrectly. And when you use the HTML tags incorrectly, this messes up the whole Amazon page. So they decided, you know what, we're gonna just remove that feature, and they actually even put it in the terms of service. So we give you actually here a warning that this is against the terms of service, and you can use it at your own risk. So River Cleaner is completely transparent. We know people are afraid, to show their products, to third-party services. So if we need to use the API or something that will be stored on our server, you'll be notified. We tried everything to keep on your PC. No information is leaving your computer without you knowing that. So we have 100% transparency. So this extension actually works in your Chrome browser, and no information is transferred anywhere. It stays on your computer, and it only contains information from terms of service, which is in only. It's not going out of your computer. So all that you can see in blue are buttons that you can click, and it will, for example, if you in the style guides, they say that the first letter should be always capitalized. So one click of the button, it will give you all of that done automatically. And if you have like exclamation marks, which is against the style guide, if you click the remove punctuation, this will format that automatically for you. And what you see here with the little tails are suggestions that, subjective claims and promotional terms, that according to Amazon do not contribute to giving more information to the buyer, and they not actually make you more sales, because it's not useful information, and it's subjective. Actually, what is quality item for one is not necessarily a quality item for someone else. So that's why they don't recommend using that information. So we give you, and it's highlighted, so you can decide if you want to leave it or remove it. So same goes for the bullet points. If it's over 100 characters, we tell you, that it's 100. You have 134 used. And with a click of a button, you can remove punctuations and convert to titled case. This, exactly as Amazon, want you to use it. Well, you can see a little screen here, a pop-up listing optimization. This is for Google search optimization purposes. We actually check if your product name, the keywords that you have in the product name, they repeat in the bullet points and in the description. And many people, and including Amazon, they tell you that you don't need to repeat keywords anywhere, and you have to use just once. But we noticed that for PPC and for Google search, it actually helps you with ranking. So you actually want to repeat your main keywords, the one that we talked about, the five, six first in the title. We want to repeat them in the product description and the bullet points. In the keywords, in the back-end search terms, same rules apply. We have keywords that are forbidden, promotionals, and you don't want to use. But for the search terms, actually, Amazon is not telling you not to use promotional terms. So you can actually, it's a good idea, in my opinion, to include those just in case that people are looking for something like the best, garlic press or something. So you don't want to lose these searches. So instead of appearing in the front, you can add those in the back. And now that search terms are not required anymore, it's a good place so you can actually put them in here. So let me just show you now how you can grab all of your competitors' keywords, and with a click of a button you can see if you're missing any of your competitors' keywords. The keyword research tool that we designed here is actually taking keywords from your main competitors and it removing all of the forbidden keywords if you decide, or you can decide not to, and you can also exclude all of keywords that you're using, so that way it will give you only keywords that you're missing. Now let me show you how that works. So I'm gonna open here Amazon listing, and just randomly I'm gonna get a competitor's product, and you can take the ASIN from the search bar and paste it in the tool and into a search. So this will go grab keywords, compare it with yours, and it will give you the keywords that you're missing. Sometimes you have to be careful. There's some brand names that will appear in search. We try to to remove those, but sometimes it's difficult to filter. So this is how you can remove keywords that you don't want to add to your listing, or you can one by one click on the words and they will be automatically added to your.
See, there's a lot that I like about the River Cleaner software. This is one of the coolest things. I have not seen this in any other Amazon related software. It just makes it so easy because you've got whatever keywords you're using that are in there, it's comparing what it's pulling from a competitor ASIN to what you already have. There's no shuffling. I mean, it's just click, 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 and whiz, you're done.
Exactly. So you don't need to copy all of your keywords, go to another website, paste them, filter, remove all the repeated keywords, copy them, and go back to your listing.
Yeah, no spreadsheets, no downloadable files to have to hassle with, none of that stuff. So there are, like I said, there's lots of things I like about this, but this is one of the coolest things.
Yeah. So let me show you something even cooler than that. So if you do a keyword research, one of the ways I'm doing that is I'm going to find an article for example, for shoes. I'm just going to type shoes in Google, see if I can find someone already did the work, write something about your topic, put the best keywords in there, did all the research. All you have to do is extract some keywords. So you can actually grab any text from anywhere, paste it in here, and you can click remove duplicates. And this will give you unique keywords that, again, you don't have in your listing. They will be included, and you can click like this, instead of browsing, you can just see if something in here is a good idea to include in your listing. Okay, I have some here. Sheepskin. Or you can remove few of these and add them all with one click. So I just added all of these keywords with one click to my fields here. And of course you can search by keywords And as soon as you start typing, we're actually pulling real data from Amazon suggestions, the same that you're when you type in the search term. You don't need to go anymore to Amazon to do a search. As soon as you type baby shoes, you see how automatically the suggested terms will appear below, and you can find. This will actually go your competitors, and again will extract all the keywords, and it will show you which one you're missing.
That's a good way to get excellent ideas, because again, it goes back to, at this point, everybody on Amazon is trying to do everything that everybody else is doing, and when everybody's doing the exact same thing, it's really difficult to make any progress. So this gives you an awesome way to go to some other site off Amazon and pull up ideas. Of course, you would want to research these that came from other sites and see what the search volumes were, or if it was something worth including. But I love that. That's super awesome. Very, very cool. We've got some questions. We got just a few minutes left here. Let me scroll back up while we're at a stopping point and see if I can get you to look at some of these questions. If I can figure out where I stopped. How long should bullet points be? And again, what River Cleaner does is offer you suggestions, things to try, things to look at that are within Amazon's terms of service that are not going to get your account suspended. So it's a tool to keep you from having to dig through Amazon style guides all the time, which nobody ever does, and gives you suggestions there. So based on that, Ivan, how long do you think bullets should be?
So Amazon is telling you it's based on category, right?
Yep.
So River Cleaner will tell you exactly for your category how long it should be, but in general should be below 100 characters.
All right. And then let's see, you already answered that one. Do you have conclusive evidence that short titles convert better?
Yes, conclusive evidence that short titles convert better.
And you're dealing with, you've got 100 active SKUs in your account right now, plus you did a lot of testing with other active sellers when you were creating the software a year ago, right?
Exactly. So we've done a lot of testing with many people, because I don't have in every single category products. I wanted to test with every single category. So for that reason, we have hundreds of people testing their products with shorter titles and longer titles, and we have a conclusive, decision. The result is that shorter titles convert better.
All right. With all the issues with third-party services lately, what are the possible issues Amazon might have if we use your tool? So
third-party services that use, Amazon is telling in the terms of service that you don't have to do an excessive search. So we don't actually do any of those. We don't use the API to generate reports or submit any kind of data. This is local on your computer, so it's not interacting like in an excessive way with Amazon.
All right. Can River Cleaner be used on more than one computer?
Yes.
And does it work with enhanced branded content pages?
No, because enhanced branded content require approval for Amazon, so they will review your content, and once it's approved, it will appear in there.
Yeah, so that's a manual process. It's not an automated process like putting up a regular listing. So
they decide exactly what and how it should be.
Okay, and let's see. I don't think. Okay, and then this question is talking about the style guy says start with your brand name, but that's taking up valuable visible space on mobile. They choose to put their brand name at the end. Thoughts. Here are my thoughts. Um, I'm a huge, huge proponent of testing. I love to test and see what happens with this and that and the other thing. And that's definitely something you need to test. That's what River Cleaner is based on. Ivelin seeing trends with Amazon and with the 100 products he had and his experiences in Vendor Central and the other people that he had, the hundreds of other sellers he had working with. But that's absolutely something that you test. When Marketing Words writes Amazon listings for sellers, we give two titles. One is 100% compliant with what Amazon has, and the other one is longer and has all the keywords in it, which is what most sellers request. And we strongly advise that our clients test both of those and see for themselves which one pulls better. So those are my thoughts. Ivelin, what do you think?
Yeah, so for the brand name, actually, we don't have any data. We tested that a lot. For some products, we've seen, increase in sales, some not. But the other thing that you can do with brand is you can include by the brand. So, for example, shoes by brand name. So this can be added to the end of your title. If your brand name is composed of 2-3 words and it takes a lot of space, you can add that brand at the end of your title and start with your strongest keywords.
Right, and that's not in 100% compliance with what Amazon style guides tell you to do, but again, it's something that needs to be tested. And I wouldn't test it if you have multiple products. I would test it on every single product, because you would be surprised at the different results you get with products that are in various categories and subcategories. Amazon absolutely does not apply things equally across every category most of the time. Does River Cleaner work on other Amazon marketplaces? So I guess in other languages, or is this just for Amazon.com?
Yeah, it works in Canada and the 5 countries in Europe.
Okay. Number of search terms, 1,000 to 5,000. Claims are all over the place. You can log into Seller Central on any listing and see this. You get a total of 5 fields, and each field is allowed 1,000 characters. So the total number is 5,000 characters if you use 1,000 characters of search terms in all 5 fields. And let's see if we've got any other questions. For now, I think that's all the questions. Now, you brought something special for us today, Ivelin, didn't you?
Do I have like 5 minutes? I want to show them a little trick for indexing.
Do you guys want to see a little trick for indexing? Oh, exclamation points. Yes, 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 of course, please, please. I think that's a go. Let's stick around for 5 more minutes.
All right, so I'm going to grab the ASIN in here. I want to show you what exactly is indexing. Because if you have all of your, if you're using the maxed allowed characters in the description, the bullet points and the title, and you have all of the keywords allowed in the search terms, Amazon will actually, what is the term, suppress some of them. So they actually want you to have about 2,500 keywords in the backend, no more. So if you have more, if you have like 5,000, they will start de-indexing a lot of these keywords.
So 2,500 characters, not 2,500 keywords.
Characters, exactly.
Characters, okay.
So if you go to Amazon and you paste an ASIN followed by a keyword, this will give you a result. And you can see in here the result is in orange. which means in the results, you can see the products that will appear. In other words, Amazon is indexing, this keyword is indexed for that ASIN, so it appears in search. But if you add something that is irrelevant to that listing, you'll see the result in black, which means that one of these keywords is not relevant to that listing, so the keyword in red in this example is not indexed. So you can try it like this: ASIN and red, and it will appear in black. So what you want to do is you can take all of the keywords that you have. Let's start with the title, with the product name. You can copy your product name and test it against your ASIN and see if this is indexed by Amazon. And if it's not, no wonder why your product is not appearing in results. Same goes for bullet points, description, and keywords in the back. You can grab your entire field of keywords and paste it after your ASIN and see what is Amazon telling you about that one. Yeah, Amazon crashed in that case. I'm just gonna take few keywords. So some of these keywords actually is not indexed, and in many cases what we've seen is that if you have one keyword not indexed, it can block other keywords, because Amazon is starting recently to work by keyword phrases. So if you have in a phrase, if you have like unindexed keyword, you will not appear in search. So what we did is actually we automated that process. You can click that little arrow in here and it will go test your keywords if they're indexed on Amazon, and if they're not indexed, we will show you which one is not, so you can delete it, or you can try to force that keyword to be indexed if you feel that this is an important keyword for you. But in general, if Amazon is de-indexing a keyword, that means this keyword is considered not important and not relevant for your product. So this again is, we automated that process that I just showed you. This can take a while, so I'm gonna just stop that. Yeah, I hope you like that. That feature.
That's wonderful. Yeah, and there's a lot of people out there that have been saying, only the first 3 fields of search terms are used. Maybe only the first 500 characters of one field, not 1,000 characters. But you've seen really strong evidence that that's not the case, that it's actually one word or a couple of words in a search term field that could possibly be blocking the entire field, right? Is that what you're saying?
So as you've seen in that example, the first field is actually it's not indexed. Some of these keywords are not indexed. So this is one thing that you have to do regularly. If you have just few keywords, they will be all indexed, no problem. We even tried like some really weird keywords, and when you don't have a lot of them, they will be all indexed, no problem. When you start having a lot of keywords, Amazon starts to be picky which keywords actually will be indexed. So there is where you have to go check every week. Probably you have to go and check if you have all of your keywords, and we actually automated the process. You don't even need to go and use a river cleaner. You can just click a checkbox uh, in the settings, it's called background check, and this will give you a weekly email that tells you, okay, that async has an index keyword, so go check it out. So you don't even need to think about that anymore. It's all done in the background.
Gotta love automation, I tell you what. Okay, we got some more questions, and then we've got to wrap it up. Somebody mentioned that I have a great blog post about search terms. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Will Ivlin explain his pricing for River Cleaner? Yes, and he will offer a discount in just 1 second, and also talk about the free consulting that he's got too. How many of the search terms are indexed? Does this tool show how many are not indexed? Yes, I think you said just a minute ago that you cut that process kind of short because it would take a minute or two to run that, but it does show you how many are not indexed, right? Okay, great. Awesome. Okay. Now, let me see. Does River Cleaner work with vendor central accounts or only seller central accounts?
Only seller central accounts.
Seller central. Okay. Awesome. All right. Now, yes, for the people that were asking, what about pricing and what about discounts and deals for River Cleaner? There are. I know for a fact.
Yeah, so I know that people will have a lot of questions. So I will be happy, to jump on a call with, few of us, and we can have a talk for up to an hour. And I'm gonna just leave it open for 10 of you first. We can talk on the phone, any subject any questions that you have on Amazon. So consider it like a one-on-one personal consultation. We can talk any advanced topics that you like.
Awesome. And so the first 10 people who subscribe.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 10 hours actually talking to people. So if you have a lot of questions on any topic related to Amazon, you can go to rivercleaner.com/training, and this is only available for marketing words subscribers, followers. It's not available for the public. This link is private. It's not, you won't see it anywhere. It's just for you, and I will just leave it open for a few hours or until tomorrow, and then I'll take it off. And we also will give you 20% off for life on any plan that you choose. River Cleaner works on async, so depends on how many asyncs you have. You can choose a plan. So we have from people who are just getting started and they have one listing. So you don't want to, in this case, spend a lot of money on any tools. You want to keep the profit. So we have a plan for you, and if you have a lot of listings, this will save you a lot of time optimizing all of them. It takes a click of a button, and you can go through hundreds listings, optimize them, or you can give access to River Cleaner to your virtual assistant, and they can do that for you.
You need to use the coupon code that's in the middle of the screen, MW2017, and that gets you 20% off any of the packages. They're scaled, like Ivlin was saying, so that you only purchase what you need. I mean, there's something very affordable for beginners all the way up to power sellers. The link you need to use is marketingwords.com/rivercleaner. When you use that link and that coupon code, then you get the 20% off for life. So marketingwords.com/rivercleaner and coupon code MW2017. 7. Will this work on Mac with Chrome browser?
Yes, works on Mac and on PC.
Okay. And somebody jumped the gun and said they already signed up during the presentation. How can they contact you, Evelyn, about having their account adjusted to get the 20% discount? Is there a contact form on your website?
So if you already subscribed, you probably use the trial version. So when you choose your plan after to upgrade, you use that coupon code.
Oh, awesome. That's simple enough. So just write down the coupon code, and that will get you that. And remember that the first 10 people who subscribe, each of the first 10 people get 1 hour of free consulting with Evelyn. Can we upgrade for more products later? Yeah, I think I asked you that before. Can't you later on at any time upgrade? Like if they start with a basic plan or something, they can upgrade later for more?
Yes. You can upgrade later, anytime. You can cancel anytime, and we have 100% money back guarantee, so no risk at all. Try it, use it, and contact me anytime.
Awesome, awesome. So marketingwords.com/rivercleaner, and the code for 20% off for life is MW2017. That is such a phenomenal deal, and I think you can see now why I was kind of excited about this, because it truly does offer some very unique tools that I haven't, maybe some other tools have it, I haven't seen it in any of the other tools that I've previewed. So I was very excited to be able to bring it to you. I hope you've gotten a lot out of Evelyn's presentation. And I don't think we said what the only thing I don't see up here is the expiration date, which we were going to, it was set for 1 week to allow people to be able to go and log in, view the replay and whatnot. So you will have 7 days.
Yep.
To take advantage of the 20% off discount. Lots of compliments for you. Phenomenal. Thank you so much. Oh, somebody's asking to please show the consulting link again once you've purchased to be able to get your consulting. rivercleaner.com/training for the first 10 people that sign up.
Yeah, so this link is available only when you sign up. It's not available if you're just starting with that link. It won't work. You have to first subscribe, and when you're logged in the software in the website, then you'll be able to type that in the browser, and you'll see the link for the free call.
Okay, so go to marketingwords.com/rivercleaner, get your 20% discount on the subscription, and then go to while you're logged in, go to rivercleaner.com/training.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay, great. So be sure that you're logged in before you go to the /training website. Awesome. I am very excited. All the buy buttons and the different explanations of the packages are at the bottom of marketingwords.com/rivercleaner. Does a 20% discount apply if we upgrade later to a more expensive plan?
Yeah, you can upgrade to any plan and use that coupon code.
Okay, awesome. Wonderful, wonderful. And lots of compliments for you, Evelyn. Thanks for sharing. Great webinar, helpful. That pricing is set for new sellers too. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. Evelyn, it's been awesome. Thanks for sharing your cool software with us. And Evelyn is also a member of the Marketing Words Amazon private Facebook group. If you have questions for him, you can ask them in there, or go to facebook.com/marketingwords, and you can leave questions for Evelyn on the Marketing Words page. Please do not send messages. For the only reason is that a lot of times you never get any notification that somebody's left you a message that way on Facebook, especially if you're not friends. So I hate for people to ask a question that it not get answered. So facebook.com/marketingwords, and you can leave a question on the page there. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. And Evelyn, I appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you around.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.